All right, and we are live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Pink Talk series. I'm the host, Pink, and I am a small business owner myself in the bedding industry. And I started this talk show for the objective of connecting people and connecting businesses. And this is the month of March, and we are actually celebrating women's contribution. And thus, today I have invited Teresa Teo Lay Yan, a social entrepreneur, to talk about her journey as a woman in the business world. Welcome, Teresa, for coming on to my show. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you, Pink. Yeah,
no problem.
Pink. Thank you very much for having me on your show. I think I felt very honored and humbled
It is
and
my honor as well, Teresa.
to appear in
Okay,
this
so before
session.
I actually starts the ball rolling with regards to allowing you to share your journey, allow me to share your some of the backgrounds about yourself to formally introduce you to the audience here.
Sure.
Okay, so Teresa Teo Lay Yan is actually currently the founder and the owner of an online gallery named Dove Doodle. Her past profession includes being a dental staff nurse with MOH in the dental division, and she moved on to involving in dental health education work with the Health Promotion Board. She's actually a preschool teacher as well in the early childhood sector, as well after she actually attained multiple certifications, including an MA in early childhood study. Teresa also volunteers for various organizations. She's very active, okay, and this organization which includes BPWA Singapore, Business and Profession Women's Association, OMEP, and Early Childhood Organization, Society for Wings, and Nisun East Advanced Mandarin Toastmasters Club. And this is the background of Teresa, and she's very experienced, very active in the society, and I'm very glad that I'm able to invite her to share about her journey in my talk show today. Once again, welcome, Teresa.
Thank you, Pink, for this very esteemed and accomplished intro of me. I think I'm very truly humbled by this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm
I
glad
think I
that.
would like to also thanks the audience who has spent their time this evening with us, you know, for to hear what Teresa has to share. So why not we just keep the ball rolling, Teresa? I think
Sure.
I'm quite when I first know you many years back, when I first heard about you doing this online art gallery thing, it was quite amazed to me, especially when you're doing it as a social enterprise, right? So the question is that, what really makes you wanted to venture into this online, art gallery business? And in fact, why do you choose this art as this online business that you have done for these years?
Okay, there are two parts to your question. So let me just address the first part of it.
Sure.
Uh, what makes me want to set up an online business and to do with art? First of all, I have always loved art when I was young. I can paint, I can draw. Maybe you should say it's just part of my gift from God to give me this attribute and to be able to bless others. But then
Mm,
all these years, from since childhood, I don't have a chance to embark in this very passion of mine or the interest. Partly because we are very pragmatic people, and
mm,
our parents too. So they had never encouraged me to go and be an artist. They said, my mom said, you better go and look for a proper job and go and study and, graduate or whatever to get a proper 9 to 5 government job. That's the best. Iron
okay.
goal. So there I joined civil service and be a dental nurse. And then I worked approximately 2 years before I move on to then early childhood. And of course,
Uh,
take a deep plunge in my pay earning only $800 per month as a
But it's not
kindergarten teacher. But
not
it's
easy because
rewarding.
after 22 years,
Yeah, and it's not easy because I already reached the peak of my salary, but then I felt that well, there's time to set aside life and time for something that is more valuable, which is my family, because my children came along and I thought, "Yeah, I better devote more time and I'm going to take a job that is I have more time with them." So that's why I embarked to make career switch to another profession and be a child. Not that time I was a kindergarten teacher. Then later on, I moved into become a childcare teacher because as I pursue further and study more in this field, then I have more to contribute. So that's how I expand. And later on, when I worked as a research associate in early childhood education, that was like my last mile before I moved into being a online galleries, because I was telling myself, in fact, I told my ex-soup that I think nobody owes you a living. Neither would they ever give you a lifetime paycheck that they're going to employ you for life. So I better start thinking of my next move where I can go into something that I can work on in this and I enjoy it and I can do it as long as I want. I will call the day when to retire and not for the company to say, "Hey, Teresa, you are 65, you better time to go already, give way to the younger people." So they call the shots for me to retire. I say, no. I want to call the shots for myself. Or maybe I'm happy with what I'm doing. As long as my health permits, I want to continue working and doing something that I love and is able to contribute to people around me, to society, to the less marginalized. So now the second question is, yes, I choose art partly because of my interest and I felt I have a gift in this. Secondly, since I cannot be an artist, then I go and sell art. So I went into selling art for the artists. That still satisfies me a little bit, pacify me a bit, to live my childhood dreams.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's really, first of all, it's not easy to to give up a job that you have done for many years to pursue something that you really want to do. I mean, end of the day, I guess the message that I guess to everybody is it's never too late to start anything, right? And the amazing things that you have started, at a much later stage, and after a long while in the civil servant. Yeah, it's amazing, and especially on the things that you're doing right now is even really taking my hat off you for still pursuing this, after this long while. Okay, so Teresa, I mean, I have mentioned that you have started this company called Dove Doodle. Yeah, so do you like to share about like why do you call this online art gallery as Dove Doodle? And I will show your logo as well, and probably you can also explain like who designed this logo and why you came out with this logo for your company.
Yes, sure. In fact, I want to touch a bit on my company. It's not just any ordinary for profit making company. I embark on this with the intention I have a social mission in mind, and that is to help artists with a disability and to gain, maybe help them support in various ways, like their art, to promote it and even some job creation. So in the past, we did run some art workshop, getting the artists with disability to be part of it, to conduct, and that is part of the job creation. But it's quite challenging because in a way, you want to involve people with disability in this field, competing with the people who are sort of the able body and normal. You need more resources. You need more, in fact, financially, you need more money to conduct because when even transporting the artists around and all that, you cannot be like walking to the workplace or to the site to do your thing. You need a special transportation and all this costs money. So in a way, it's very, very tough.
Can you see the logo on the screen?
Now I can see the logo. Let me just quickly give a view of what this logo is about. As you can see, it's like there's a dove, right? And the reason why I choose this dove as the symbol is because art is something very liquid, and is a point of diversity. So when we have all the various diversity to merge into one point, that is the day where we all achieve peace. There are so many worldviews, so many differences, so many things out there that people tend to, I have my own viewpoint, you have your own, or I don't disagree with you, but I will agree not to disagree, or that kind of, things going on like that. And we will never achieve at verging at a one point to say, look, we are all, after all, for the sake of humanity, let's work together. So the bird symbol, this dove, is the best symbol that represents Dove Doodle, because it's art. Art is very embracing, very encompassing, and it's the point, the platform where we all can really hit it off with our viewpoints, talk about conversations surrounding a lot of controversial issues, and yet we will come to the day to understand each other better and make peace, right? So the other thing is because the artist who designed this, the late Mike Juggins from UK, he was the first artist that I happened to chance on to approach him to come to Singapore for this first exhibition in Singapore. And he likes to draw. As you can see, my virtual background here, a lot of doves, and all those paintings are painted by him. In fact, you can call him the artist of doves. He just liked to draw doves. So it is quite appropriate since he designed it, and then I thought we should name it Dove, because I get a bit of his consultation. And he said, yeah, I can design along that line. And after all, it's an art company, so we call it Doodle. Because when you talk about the word doodle, then it's got to do with doodling and art. So it's appropriate. And in fact, I was also thinking of getting a Chinese translation for this company, Mandarin. In Mandarin, how should I call it? So in the end, I spoke to one quite a distinguished translator, Wei Ping, and he gave me a very good idea. He said, you don't have to really go and literally translate the word dove in Chinese. Why don't you go by the sound? So 我叫你的这个公司啊，我给你一个建议，可以跟它翻译成多独特。That is very extraordinary. I said, oh, yeah, I'll consider your idea. Wei Ping, thank you if I'm watching.
Yeah. Actually, that sounds quite that sounds very great to me.
And anyway, we focus on ability, right? So ability, the extraordinary ability in a person.
Yeah,
so
I think
we have much to thank the artist Mike Juggins. In fact, he didn't even take a single cent from me, because he said, look, when we start this company, we are all trying our very best to put what we can on the plate. I know it's hard to start a company, and given Singapore, I don't even dare to think of renting a place to run it, because my first idea is I'm not going to bleed, from day one. If I get a little studio and display all the art, I look so nice, but what I'm going to eat next month if nobody buys my art? So I think go into online already. I cannot afford to bleed.
Yeah, so I think Teresa, I think the thing is the things that you're doing is really amazing, and plus, even though it's just a simple logo, but I really can feel the much of thoughts and the story behind this logo in your company wise. I think if you have not shared this story, I believe that most people, or in fact all, would not know the real story behind this company, behind the logo. Yeah.
In fact, I didn't patented it lah. Somebody told me that you should, because it's not even any graphic design thing done by graphic artist. It's done by a real artist that he really single-handedly painted the dove and did everything until even you see the word Dove Doodle, that typography I cannot find. I want to find some that is something close to it. Cannot. And I said, why? He said, well, who did this typography? Which font? I say, I don't have font because it's the artist font. So you can see it's so unique to the extent. Yeah, you can never find a typograph that is the font that is similar to the other. I would just call it the Dove Doodle font. No?
Okay, then when you share about the story about trying to help, all these disability artists, right, in your company wise, and I mean transporting them, so I think, and in fact, when we were discussing earlier on, you were you were running this company as a social enterprise, right? I mean, of course, more of like a social enterprise than a non-profit organization or non-profit business wise. I mean, do you like to share about like why do you actually want to run it as a social enterprise instead?
All along, I'm a person who is very social minded. And I believe that if I were to embark on something, it has to give meaning to my life. If not, I'm wasting my life away. So that's the reason why I came to and then I love art. And then who else would I support if not artists with disability? Because they are the ones, if the artists who are able-bodied are so well supported, one more, someone who is an artist with a disability, we should also stretch our hand to all the more support that. And at that time, I think very few people run online gallery. Neither people actually go all out. I believe there is one organization that is already ahead of us doing this, my very special arts. Other than that, I don't quite know many. So, but of course now we have many out there, Art for Good and all that, quite many. So we are the first few who came up with this. Yeah.
That's great. So how many artists are you supporting right now with regards to?
Okay, at this moment, I'm only helping to promote the art, as in terms of like creating employment and all that jazz is after the COVID-19 was badly hit and then it kind of went low key. So we then started branching into other things, doing other, like supporting other, more like student interns, the young budding artists who are like into graphics, into art, that give them some internship opportunities. So we start branching out to that, and then also working with undergrads. We would like to have a short project with us to do something meaningful. So the artists, they are not really say under our management or even under our employment. No. They are like standalone. They just collaborate with us or consign their artwork with us. I don't have like employ a group of artists, sitting there and waiting to see what is next. No. I think my business model is not like that. If I do that, I will die. Because we don't always
but I
have
think but
buyers.
in any cases, I think whichever the model is, I guess the whole intention is really about helping these artists with disability. I think whichever form or whichever way that you are supporting them, I guess whichever works best. I think you will know best about.
But
about
we also
them.
have the other wing of it is we don't just concentrate on artists with a disability, which some of the organizations that I mentioned, like PSA, they have already working on it long before us. But we are also looking into the future. So we also give opportunity to young budding artists.
Yeah. You mentioned about the
really
young budding.
in line with our vision to kind of work with us. So one of them previously was this what is his name? Jackson Su. In fact, he went to pursue higher education in UK and got a master's in fine arts. Yeah, he's really good. That's why until now we're still promoting his artwork. And in fact, I've got one piece of his art. Later on, I can show you. He's really very good in and he also good in painting murals. So I think some of the murals in Singapore, certain part of the town side, that was drawn by him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
good. Jackson, if you're hearing this, please, I acknowledge the hard work and all the fine arts
Yeah.
and all the artistic landscape you brought to Singapore.
Yeah. Clap for him.
Must
Yes.
encourage our young budding artists. Actually.
Yeah, that's correct. So I think Teresa, I mean, I already mentioned, this month is really about celebrating women. I think
Okay.
running business itself is already very challenging, right? Being a women business owner or entrepreneurs is even more challenging, for the fact that there's a lot of things that I mean, women will have to handle as well. So I think the audience here, will be very interested to know, right? And what are the challenges that you have faced, as a women entrepreneur, and I guess, yeah, and
Yeah,
especially
first of
also how you can actually encourage other women to take on this path, and how you can actually help them as well. Yeah.
So, first of all, thank you for this question. In fact, since it's IWD, International Women's Day, coming, it's a very appropriate thing to talk about
Yeah.
women and entrepreneurship, or we call it womanpreneurship. In fact, the word entrepreneurs is a very cool word these days, and people are using it everywhere. In fact, people call me social entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Yeah.
Entrepreneur. I don't really want to fully endorse it or embrace it, because I don't see myself that kind of a giant. Like in Singapore, we have a few like Eileen Chew or even Jack Sim, the toilet man, and then you have Dignity Kitchen, this Chun Sing, right? All these people are the real social entrepreneurs that for us to model after. But for myself, I'm just a woman. I happen to be a woman who went into social enterprise, and I want to do a job, a kind of work that give me meaning and life for this phase of my life. So I see myself more that all those big titles to me, I don't really, I don't take on it very well, because I don't even win any awards. People who wrote to me and say, "Oh, we research on your company have been around for this long. We would like you to nominate you as what award and whatever business award." I said, "No, thank you. I don't think I fit the bill." And then they keep writing to me every year. Then I said, "Why do you choose me? There are so many out there that they are more suitable, that you should be giving them the award. I don't think I can fit your bill. Sorry, don't write to me anymore."
I think you're just
Yeah, but
being humble, I mean, it's
no,
like
it's
I think
not.
the
Well, I don't see it as a humility, but it's a fact. I think to some people they need the award to make them more significant. For example, the recent Oscar award, the winner, Michelle Yeoh. Yes, she needs that, because when she won that award, she is actually bringing something to the table to make it so significant about women equality, about ageism, about how we treat actresses in Hollywood. And of course, it's about inclusivity or inclusion, the different races. This one is, she must win. She must. Not for me, okay? I don't need. So yeah, back to, you were talking about what challenges I face, right, as a woman entrepreneur. I think the entrepreneur part is already very challenging. What more a social entrepreneur, someone doing a social enterprise business, because you have to bottom lines to meet the social aspect of things, and also the economy value of your company. And you have to watch this bottom line, balancing it every time, and really hate it. Sometimes you are too social mission minded, you neglect the heart about the money. Then if you go into money, people say, "Oh, you very money face." Then you dare to say you run a company with social mission. You also get slapped left and right. What to do? My husband also always said that, "Aya, you are I think why you go and choose social enterprise? Why don't you just do a company, earn money and because my husband is an accountant, they look at figures and bottom lines. He will not
no, I mean
encourage.
you
It's a
just
very
have
difficult thing to do.
you just have a mission to do something. Yeah.
So yeah, that's that lah. I mean, yes, I would say to be a woman social entrepreneur is even more tough than being a entrepreneur. And of course, the challenges we met as a woman is we have a set of things to sort out. Like we are tend to be more family minded. We care for the family first before anything else, especially for the married ones or even those who are single, they are very familiar. They care for their parents first, elderly or even the elder sibling, and they can take a back seat in their job or even quit their job just for that. So we must honor those women too, not just talking about married women. So the thing is that this is one point that we face, okay? And because of that, we tend to take jobs that are like part-time, freelance, or few hours, short, like few days, and then we sit around to take care of the home for long period. Then, there's another job that work 5 days that we go and take again. So you tell me, where are our job prospects if we do that all our life? Until whenever the elderly have time to go or whatever, then your life changes. Then you are back to become an empty nest. And then, that time you are not young already. When you go and apply job, people look at, how are you? 60? Are you sure? Then they kind of reaction you don't got no chance already. Because you are 60 years, you are just out of their zone already. They consider people young. And then also they always think people in their 60s means not very good in IT lah.
So I think there's
I keep upgrading myself, so I'm not. You see, I can come online to talk to you, miss. I'm not bad, right?
yeah, of
Some
course.
people can't even log into the Zoom, So I can,
right? 活到老，学到老.
Yeah, so I think also must thank my akong lah, not my real akong, the other akong, the government. They really support people who are like laid back for whatever reason to take care of family or this. And even the men, some men also quit their job to take care of their parents, not just women. So they say, you all go and upgrade yourself. I pay you training allowance, go and upgrade please, while you're still doing all this at home. So you can thank.
So Teresa, so does it mean that I mean, of course, the difficulties of being an entrepreneur and even so for a women entrepreneur, and even so for a social entrepreneur, a woman social entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's
so
even more
in that yeah. So I think in that aspect, I think what kind of inspiration you think that you want to give to other younger women who might also want to consider to take up this kind of like a social enterprise kind of journey as well. What kind of inspiration or words that you think that you want to give it to them to let inspire them as well.
How many minutes do I have? The time is not running out of time.
Yeah, it's almost 30
Actually,
minutes.
I can talk a lot.
You can, yeah, we can always talk a lot. But I think you can just share the gist of your thoughts with regards to this. Yeah.
Okay, how to inspire the future woman entrepreneur? I think it's back to the question about skills. Never allow yourself to just stagnate. You have to continue to learn new skills, skills that are relevant, and now even like a lot of things into IT, AI, just go and learn, okay? So that you will enter the workplace, you are not so like greenhorn or like suddenly you enter a new world, totally different from the world you came from before. So you then can fit in better into the workplace. The other thing is, of course, you have to grapple with ageism. Okay, some employers are okay; they will never look at age. But then, human being human. If I have two candidates who are equally good, equally qualified, one younger, one not so, or even older, which will I choose? The one with the longer runway. I don't have much runway to go, So you better go and be an entrepreneur, be your own boss. You work for people, you go and get interview, you get treated this way. Thank God. I think I have started my journey much earlier not to face this. So yes, women out there, if you are thinking of, okay, you come to midway of your life, what do you want to do? Choose something that is your calling or something that triggers you. Okay, some people may be social justice, some people may be something that, or they cannot stand people bullying another person. That is your calling, okay? You can do something of that kind of justice. Or some people just cannot stand how you treat all those marginalized, the disadvantaged group in society. That is your calling. So you just need to find your heart, your calling, and then from there you choose. And of course, go and learn all the skills that is relevant in the current era to keep yourself relevant. Then I think that, of course, given that our government also support SMEs in many ways, I think that gives us a lot of hope. And you just have to go and find out what are the resources, what are the grants available, and always keep yourself to be in touch with those groups that are of the same mindset, like-mindedness, and who support each other, not being selfish rather or competing, but rather is we want to be like seen as a family to help. So that kind of group you should join. They call the social network group that is of the right kind. You should then keep with this group because somebody will just give you a hand when you are sinking, or your turn to give somebody a hand when they are sinking. That's my advice.
Do you have like a some special story that you would like to share?
Special story. I learned from my mom. My late mom. My late mom passed away of cancer. In fact, she got two types of cancer: breast cancer and colon. Very suffering. And she told me her story about how during her time they are not educated, so they just submit to the husband, follow the husband wherever the husband suggests. And one day she told the husband, because we have few kids now, in fact we have 6 of us. My mom told my dad, say, come on, maybe I want to buy over that store from the auntie in the wet market because he's selling all the dried ikan bilis, baby, the dried prawns, shrimp, all that kind of thing, and they don't expire that soon. So she's quite smart, she wanted to buy that store and help to take over because the couple is already very old, going to retire. But my dad said, during his era, the men, they had to save face. They say, how can I let my wife go and work? If you go and work, then people thought I so bad a husband and I don't even can't afford to take care of you financially. And then my mom said, no, I still can take care of the home, because the children will be in the shop. I watch over them while I sell my baby lah. Cannot. My father went allow. So, husbands out there, do give your wife or your girlfriend more support if they want to do something that's of their passion. That's my advice. And we women always think we have to support women. No, we need the men also to support us in what we are doing so that we can progress. So that's my message for International Women's Day to all the women out there, to all the men and the husband, the fathers, the boyfriends.
Okay, so all the men's out there or whoever that is here, okay, do remember that, okay, while the women's are strong, they are out there to try to fight for something, we have to be there as well to support them on their mission. It's a partner's journey, right? So
yeah, right.
Right. All right, so Teresa, I think I'm very glad that for your sharing today. I mean, just to summarize, what you have shared, beside having men to go along to support, the partners, the women's, in their journey. I guess what you have mentioned earlier on is really about there is no good time to start. I think as long as there is a calling with regards to what you feel that you want to do, you should just go ahead and proceed on your mission on what exactly that's close to your heart. And of course, uh, continuous learning, as you mentioned, it's important. So we have to keep upgrading myself, keep learning. And then I think that even though we may reach a certain age, I think we will be fine if we are keeping abreast of ourselves with all the new knowledge that's coming in. Right, Teresa?
Yes, totally agree with you. Thank you again, Ping, for having me on your show. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
no
more,
problem, no
yes,
problem. I
yeah,
mean,
more
it's
assistance.
I'm quite sure you have really a lot of things to share, but we only have this 30-35 minutes to share.
Yeah,
But I
no
think
worries.
before we end the session, but I just want to do a shout out for you and also for the audience who came over to support Teresa, or anybody who is in this talk show right now. I thank for your patience and staying with us on this, listening to what Teresa has to say. And of course, at the same time, anybody who are very keen to understand more about what Teresa do, as an online gallery, and also at the same time for social enterprise, you all can. I would actually leave her website and in the comment section of
Thank
the
you.
video. And
Yeah,
anybody who likes to reach out to her, can just click the website and then contact her. Or if not, you can actually reach out to me, and I would definitely happy to connect you guys to her, right? So
thank you, Ping.
no
Appreciate very
problem.
much.
Yeah. So once again, I think Teresa, happy Women's Day for you for
Thank
this
you.
coming
Same to you, to your spouse and all the daughters,
to every woman,
and
yeah.
any woman out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot. And I thank everyone. I will catch you guys again next week for another lady speakers to celebrate this International Women's Day. So I will talk to you guys again. Okay, thanks a lot and cheers. Have a good evening. Bye
Cheers.
bye.